Coming up on Kochie's Business Builders, Miss Chu's tips for making $1 million in sales. George and Erica Gregan on establishing a star hospitality business. And Eventbrite's Kevin and Julia Hartz share their legendary lessons. Welcome back to KBB. We've got another big show ahead of us with some terrific tips for increasing sales and growing your business. Some of those from Australian rugby legend George Gregan and his wife Erica. So a bit for sports nuts as well. But let's get things started with news you can use. According to a recent survey, 62% of Australian employees say the quality of their work benefits from regular exercise. Early research in mice also suggests it can help prevent the slowdown in brain cell creation as we age. So by encouraging your team to get out and about, you won't only be developing healthier and more productive employees, but smarter ones too. As a business owner, this can be as simple as setting aside time for a lunchtime class or creating a strong work-life culture. The physical benefits are great, and there are networking, cultural and interactive advantages of getting to know each other outside the office as well. Simon Says Juice is a micro business delivering its products from the basket of a bike. It's early days for the one-man band, but as this week's expert says, it's never too early to think about scaling up. To help Simon build his business towards $1 million in sales, we sent in local catering queen, Miss Chu.
Okay, Simon, so I've been sent in to make sure that you make a few $1 million within one financial year. Okay, so because I've done it. What is Simon Says Juice?
Simon Says Juice is freshly made juices delivered to you on a bicycle. It's something to look forward to. It's a very quick and easy way to stay healthy.
There's a lot of juices on the market. It's a very, very fast-growing industry, but no one is doing it delivered.
I'm competitive at $8.
How sustainable is that and how scalable is that if we were...
bicycle?
Yeah, because remember, my goal is to make you a minimum of $1 million turnover.
Simon Says Juice is Simon.
Just one,
Just
okay.
the one.
Yeah. There's definitely a market out there for your juices.
Yeah.
The competition, though, I have to say, is very fierce in the juice market.
Yeah.
Even though we're Australian and we're small, in comparison, we have a very small population.
Yeah.
Have you got an online...
Now in the process of creating an online store where you can go in and set up an account for yourself. Yes. I've got people now that sort of have a month in advance payment system where they can then just know that a juice will show up at 9 a.m.
And what's the minimum order for a delivery?
One.
It
doesn't matter.
Okay. Have you done the maths on that?
When it comes down to the number side of things, I've got to be a little bit more diligent when it comes down to my outgoings and ingoings.
I think for you and what I've seen, there's no doubt the product's there. Have you thought about Tetra Paks, sustainable, like throwaway packaging?
Throwaway packaging for me is a bit of a taboo within what Simon Says Juice is all about. I tried to throw away the idea of the linear process of what goes in then goes out into Never Never Land.
So
rubbish.
What happens with these jars?
They'll all be recycled, they'll all be cleaned, hot treated and then sent back out into the bulk.
Okay, so do you do that?
Yeah.
Just be wary that that's a cost that you'll need to build into your $8 jar.
Yeah.
I love what it is right now, but I'm thinking long term. So environmentally, I think it is already sustainable.
Yeah.
But what about on a business scale? Do you have a business that is that has longevity? Like, will you exist in 10 years' time? Will it give you a passive income? With your business plan, do think about, you know, the stages, the pyramid, and also the what is it about your product that is niche? It has to have something that no one's got. What is it about the market that says I have to have Simon's Juice? Experiment with packaging. I think Tetra Pak and trying to find some sort of sustainable Tetra Pak is probably the best way of getting your products on the supermarket shelves or online. That's where you want to go.
Yeah.
After the break, Naji shares her tips for building it into a sustainable and profitable operation. This business tip brought to you by NAB, helping Australian business see more, not less. Paul, the hot investment tip at the moment is buying property into your superannuation fund.
Absolutely. Self-managed super funds have exploded with people wanting to buy into rural premises, commercial premises and also residential premises.
So why is this a good thing?
It allows for diversification and a degree of control that other investments may not allow for.
Right, so my self-managed super fund could buy my business premises with me as a tenant.
Yes, the advantage of which is that you're renting it off the super fund, so the rents go back to the super fund.
And what steps would I need to take?
Well, it's complex, so you need to get advice through a financial planner, through an accountant, partnering with a banker and also a lawyer.
And how much could I borrow?
Generally, for residential property, it can be up to 80%. For commercial property, it can be up to 70%, but really, it does need to be tailored.
And what about the paperwork?
Well, the paperwork is seamless, and that's why at NAB we ask you to come and see us, because we've got great financial advice and it can be executed quite well through the paperwork.
Terrific. For more information, visit nab.com.au/moreforbusiness. Simon says juice faces some tough competition in the fresh juice market, but with a few changes might be able to take a bigger bite. Let's get Miss Chu's tips for ramping up sales.
So what you have right now is a fantastic bicycle, that's great, but what I want to see is a turbine.
Okay.
I want to see a Rolls Royce within your business.
Okay.
So the Rolls Royce in your business really has to be a catering client or a wholesale client.
Yeah.
So you want one, even if it's just one to start off with, and then that can be the invisible side.
Yeah.
Your retail is really where your marketing is.
Yeah, I'm just meeting and creating a necessity and then meeting sort of in the middle there. So
So the wholesale client is really important to be able to let you and allow you to grow. Do you think that just one product and just one line of product is enough to sustain your business? Like it's just juice. Would you complement it with a bite, like an organic and gluten-free muffin, for example?
The Simon Says name itself could be anything. It could be Simon Says Soup, Simon Says Muesli.
I would definitely think about trying to get $15 out of somebody, not just $8.
Yeah.
So what other products can you give to the customer that forces them to give you $15 because you're not getting a delivery fee?
Okay.
Yeah. There are many challenges in business though. Cash flow is one of them.
Yeah.
Which is why I keep hounding back on the wholesale client for you. It's the engine of your business.
Yeah, I'm sort of getting to the point now where I can comfortably take on another one or two, maybe three another wholesale clients and see it really get to a stage where I'll need another couple of bikes and another couple of people. And
I think in the next 30 days, I want to see you have at least 2 more bikes. In the next 12 months, I'd like to see you have a passive income and have more of an executive role rather than a role in the making side of things.
Yeah.
Also, think about in 10 years' time where you'd like to be and how that business is going to fund you.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need a commercial kitchen.
Yeah, I'll need that,
You need packaging. For me, what I see your business as having is, one, it still needs something that's niche. What I do see that gets me really excited about your business is the fact that you can go online and order one juice and there's no delivery fee. Okay, that is absolutely the best thing about your business by far. The scalability side of your business is, I see Simon Says Soup, which you mentioned before, great. Simon Says Tea. Yeah, you know, most entrepreneurs start from home. Google started from home, so did Apple, and a lot of ingenious ideas started from home. So Simon, thank you so much for having me in your home.
Thank you for coming.
Well, now it's time for Lessons from Legends. And this week, it's the founders of booming online ticketing business, Eventbrite.
So at Eventbrite, we've really focused on creating a humane organization. I think that people are what make a company great. I think transparency needs to be something that you don't just talk about, that you actually do. And I think that having that open dialogue around career development is incredibly crucial for the engagement of what I call the Brightlings, which are Eventbrite employees. Having those honest conversations is actually what moves the needle. And whether that be on financial expectations, career development, the types of challenges we're facing, we just continue to drive that high velocity feedback loop that allows us to tackle those big problems together.
The other side is you jump on the moving train and it's a wonderfully great ride of exposure to all sorts of new challenges. So just the nature of how fast we're growing, the dynamic change in the market, you get great exposure, you learn new things, and you help build something great and build a lot of value. All our employees are also equity holders in the business, so there's the upside is as we grow the business of the stock options.
Coming up next, Wallaby legend George Gregan and wife Erica share their tips for tackling business growth head on. This payments tip brought to you by BPay.
It's essential to have confidence in your cash flow, and a big part of that comes from having the right payment system in place. At BPay, we've spent time getting to know what businesses require. If you receive a lot of payments off the back of invoices, BPay is a service we think ticks the boxes. What does it look like? Well, here are a few features we reckon are pretty important. 1. Cleared funds in your bank account with no bouncing cheques or credit card chargebacks, because chasing payments is a waste of time. 2. Daily payment files with complete details of each day's payments, because reconciling receivables needs to be quicker and easier. 3. A secure and convenient platform for customers where they can pay bills directly from their online, mobile or phone banking. Because customer experience is everything. If you want to be confident in your cash flow, come by the BPay website or talk to your bank about how becoming a BPay biller can help your business today. bpay.com.au/SME.
Former Wallabies captain George Gregan is an Australian sporting legend. What he's less known for is his business acumen. Alongside wife Erica, the young family's established the Gregan Group as one of Australia's leading hospitality businesses. KBB's Alex Brophy caught up with the couple to find out how they've done it.
So Erica, Kochie makes no bones about it. You're the brains of this operation. Was it always your plan to sort of grow a business like this?
Not this many. Most certainly I wanted to be in business for myself, and I started that in Melbourne. And I think we were looking for a niche, something in the market that was a little bit different. And in those days, espresso bars were different. Now they're everywhere, but in those days they really weren't. And I was looking for a business that I could work all week and on the weekends, bring up a family and travel to wherever he was with rugby. So that corporate espresso bar was perfect for that.
And how did you identify that first place to open up?
It was through friends of ours, again, a bit of a rugby connection. They owned the building and they had a lobby space, and they were really open to the idea, and that was, I guess, the start of our business.
And George, now you could have easily gone on the corporate gravy train like a lot of other sports people do, into a bank, into a corporate. Why start your own business?
Well, it sort of started as I was playing, really, and Erica was driving it, and she is the MD of the business as it is today, and obviously the founder. And that's been something which I've enjoyed sort of supporting and being involved with to a very small level.
And Erica, what did you do to sort of leverage George's brand and publicity through his career?
I think in the beginning when we first set up a shop, and he was injured at the time, and his face used to be on the cup. And so, would have got a little bit of publicity just for the fact he was doing something on the side. But slowly the GGs have stood for themselves and his face is gone, and I think it's a brand itself now. And Sydney know us very well, the corporate market know us very well, and I think that more and more his image and likeness, etc., has been phased out of the company.
George, what are the skills you've taken from your rugby career into business?
It's a good question. I think probably the key skill would be communication. You need to be able to communicate to your team and obviously lead by example, so to speak. Your actions are more powerful than words. And I think also the attitude that, when times are tough, you roll your sleeves up and you find a solution. I think that's really important.
What have been your biggest business challenges along the way?
Yeah, I think probably the biggest challenge for us has been growing. There's a period where we went from maybe being 3 or 4 stores, then all of a sudden we went beyond 5, and then the magic number was 10, and then it's got to 20, and it's growing. So we're just reinvesting all our resources back into the growth. So that's challenging, but it's also an exciting time as well.
Are there specific processes you've put in place to ensure that that's been a smooth transition through the growth?
There's no such thing, you know. In all reality, I mean, all the planning comes in, and it's a case of having a great team around us. We work very, very closely with our senior team, and we've got a team that come in and open stores as well. And I think the best you can do is to plan, but realistically, it's just hard work.
And your tips for small businesses looking to grow their operation?
There's a lot in the planning and a lot in the business analogy. I think that if people go into a cafe thinking it's this romantic thing to do, but in reality it's a lot of hard work, and you really have to have the balance sheet in the green.
Terrific story, guys. Thanks a lot for your time.
Pleasure.
For more from the Gregans or any of our other entrepreneurs, go to kbbtv.com.au. Coming up, it's time for another Tech Tip with Val Quinn and Ask Kochie. This segment brought to you by NAB, helping Australian business see more, not less.
Hi, I'm Marimar Walton. I'm the founder of Travelling Fit in the sunny central coast of New South Wales. So Travelling Fit is a fully accredited travel agency, and what we do is we just simply specialise in taking runners overseas to run marathons all around the world. And we have our very own Australian Outback Marathon out at Uluru. It's a very iconic Australian event, and we're very proud of it. Well, I started Travelling Fit obviously because I had a passion for running. I was a personal trainer, and I was paying the bills that way whilst Travelling Fit was growing. I wasn't sure if Travelling Fit was going to get to where it is today. It was really a hobby of mine, and I've never looked back. It's just been an amazing ride. Running a business is a big job, especially, you know, we've got kids as well. You've got to play the juggling act. I might sometimes work till early hours of the morning. I've got to go and check my emails. I've got to go and make sure I check my phone calls and whatever. And I'm thinking, this is not the life I want to live. It was then that I decided I've got to do something about this. I either put up with it or take on staff. When you take on your first employee, you don't really know what you're looking for. You think, oh, this is pretty easy. I can do this. And of course, you realise that there's much more to it than just taking on whoever comes first. We have a process now where they actually sit down with the rest of the staff, because obviously it's very important that everybody in the office works well together. Travelling Fit has sponsored quite a few events around Australia. We've helped out with the Gold Coast Marathon, the Melbourne Marathon, the Perth. So being there, being present, really gives a fantastic exposure for our business, simply because the people that go to these expos are runners themselves, or they're walkers, whatever it might be, but we have the target market, and that's helped us immensely. It hasn't been a total easy, smooth ride. Things never are when you in a business. A bit like me running a marathon, you're going to hit the wall at some point, but you just got to go beyond that. You have a lot of support around you, family, friends. You've got even National Australia Bank have been fantastic support as well. We've gone through a few hurdles in the business, as any business, small business does. But you know what? Every time we've got through it. With tourism, of course, we are affected a lot by the dollar and how it fluctuates. There were times when the dollar crashed, it dropped 30 cents pretty much overnight, and that definitely affected us. We try and look after the client as best as we possibly can. We give them a certain period of time to pay the balance so that they're not affected. But yes, of course, that's a factor we definitely need to look at. National Australia Bank, who've been on our side for quite a number of years, are actually looking into that for us on how to hedge the dollar. Our personal business banker is Natalie, and she's just been absolutely awesome to deal with. I ring her up or I send her an email and she responds straight away, and she so believes in our business, and she wants this to really work and keep moving forward. And obviously it has worked and it has moved forward and it continues to do so. We're very lucky, and it's because of NAB that we are where we are today.
For more information, visit nab.com.au/moreforbusiness.
With any business, it's important to keep your projects on time and on budget, as well as staying up to date with your business's progress. And you can do this with time tracking apps like Harvest. Now this tracks company hours, project income, project budgets, and amounts that are uninvoiced. You can see a real-time overview of billable hours and see employee time across projects and tasks. You can track time from anywhere, including mobile devices, and it integrates with other tools such as project management software or accounting packages. What I really like about it is that it'll warn you when you're getting close to your project budget, which will help you keep on track for your next job.
It's Ask Kochie time again, and Carmen has contacted us via Facebook to ask, our gardening business has been slowly growing, boom boom, since 2010, and I'd like some advice on the best way to franchise it. Well, thanks for the question, Carmen. Franchising is a good option for growing your business, but first you need to prove the business model is replicable and will bring in profit for both you and franchisees. On your side, that means being able to operate multiple chains and manage a franchise system, which is no easy task and not a quick one either. The Franchise Council says the timeline for establishing a franchise system can be as long as 3 years and another 3 to 5 before you see a profit, so be prepared. If you are ready, the Franchise Council is a great place to start. You'll also need professional advice from a solicitor, a banker and an accountant. Before we go, let me tell you about our great Aussie website rescue, where we're looking for the Aussie business most in need of an online makeover. If your business or that of a friend could use a makeover, there's up to 100 grand in prizes available. So get over to kbbtv.com.au to get involved. I'll catch you next time. Next week on KBB, we send in the experts to take a tradies business to the next level. Learn how Toby's estate built a coffee empire and get a lesson from freelancer.com founder Matt Barry.